All right. So you guys, for those of you that are new here, the way that this works, we are super laid back. We often tell inside dirty jokes. We giggle about things. It's totally cool. If you have small ears and shot, we try to kind of maybe keep it in line, but sometimes I cuss a little. So I try my best not to, I promise, but sometimes it still happens. So I apologize ahead of time. We cover some announcements first, just sort of give you guys like any sort of like, reminders or whatever, so you guys are aware of that, and then go into the topic. And then at the end, with whatever time's left over, you're always welcome to ask questions, unmute, talk, throw things in the chat, whatever you want. So I'm all ears for you. This is your opportunity to dig in and ask me whatever you need to know about. So as far as some announcements for this week, assessments will be done by Friday morning. First week of the challenge is always a little bit rougher, as I have so many assessments to get through, and there's so many people that are just beginning, which is wonderful, but a lot of extra explanation going into those assessments this week. So they're taking me a bit longer to get through. I apologize for any delay, but I will have those responses to you by Friday morning. From there, main takeaways so far. Remember what we need to be doing and what your main priorities are, because you can get overwhelmed if you try and dig in too deep right away, is to plan and track your foods ahead of time by at least one day. What that's going to help with is, so when we like hang up from this call, if you go into your phone, you go into your app and you go to the next day, you hit the little arrow and go to Thursday, you can pre-plan all of your foods in there for tomorrow. And then that way you can easily adjust the food types and serving sizes before you eat them. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to actually hit your protein and total calorie goals, if not all macro goals, much more consistently. And when we do that, we win the day. And when we win the day, we start to win the week. And then when we win the week, we start to win the month. And like, you see how this works, right? You start to make all this beautiful progress. I'm not saying you have to be perfect every day. I'm certainly not, but we're going to aim to do our best every day. And by planning ahead and having a game plan in place, it absolutely helps a ton. I actually heard a quote this morning. I'm going to probably say it wrong because I don't have it written down, but I really liked it. It was on a podcast. I don't know who said it, but she said it was the 6 Ps. And it was proper planning prevents piss poor progress. I got it right. Right. So yeah, it's a good one, right? And it makes sense. If you don't properly plan, you're going to have piss poor progress. Nobody wants piss poor progress, right? Let's have stellar progress. So plan ahead as best as you can. When you have a plan, you can pivot from it. If you have no plan, you're basically chasing things and you're on fire. Let's not do that. Okay. Now, next things, importance of protein and calories. The reason that these two are your main priorities right now, okay? We need to remember that being in a caloric deficit for weight loss is the first thing that's important, right? If you want to lose weight, you gotta be in some sort of a deficit. However, hitting your total calorie goal is important because we don't want to be in too much of a deficit. We don't do crazy deficits around here because those are not sustainable losses, okay? Next thing, hitting your protein goal. That's going to determine what you look like when you get to your goal weight. If we're in a caloric deficit and we are not prioritizing protein, when you see that scale go down, you're probably losing both body fat and muscle tissue. Whereas if we're hitting your protein goal and your calorie goal every day, we're holding on to as much muscle tissue as possible and losing the majority body fat. When we lose body fat, we change your body shape. Okay. So you either shrink in size and you keep the same shape, or you shrink in shape and you change your body composition. We want to change your body composition, right? So hit your protein goal, hit your total calorie goal, absolutely essential. If you have any trouble with that, you let your girl know. I'll help you out. Another thing that's super cool, you guys, if you missed it, I did do an announcement this morning about it, as well as a couple lives in the group. But I have a build your own, pick your sample pack thing now, which is super cool. And I'm really excited about it. I wish I would have had this when I was first trying everything, because I literally just bought everything and then I tried all of it. Like, that's what happened. Now, you guys, if you've been dying to try a certain product, it's probably in that list. If you've been wanting to try multiple flavors of those products, it's probably in that list. So on my website, which I can put in here if you guys are wanting to look at it, there we go. If you go there, and then you go to samples, then you'll see pick your pack, and then you can see like you can pick the individual pieces, or there's like little groupings if you want to do that too. But you can literally try like Reds and Power Pro bars if you want to. Like it's whatever you want to put in there, and you can try the different flavors, try various different types of things. That way you can try before you buy and know how you like things, know how your body likes things before you go and actually make that purchase. So it's a really exciting opportunity for you to try all kinds of really great stuff. If you have questions about what to try, you're not sure what to grab, like let me know. I'll help you pick. No problem. So there's that. Invest in yourself coaching. I've had a lot of people like asking questions about what it is, and I want to just touch on it again about what it is and what it really means. So I coach everyone through the First Form app the same, right? I do assessments with you. I answer all questions in there every day with you. You do your pictures in there, you track your nutrition, all the things. Like I coach the same in there. And if you do an amazing job with the challenge without the Invest in Yourself coaching, that's fantastic. I'll definitely shout you out if you want me to. I'll definitely spoil you a bit from afar. However, if you want the grand prize of myself coming to visit you and spoil you for a day, then the Invest in Yourself coaching is going to be what you would need to be involved in. And what's really cool about investing in yourself is it is $105 a month, but you get a $100 First Form gift card back out of it every single month. So you can put that towards whatever products or gear you want to utilize every single month to keep you on track, to keep you happy, to keep you invested in your goals. And then from there, that will earn you the opportunity. So the person within that Invest in Yourself coaching group that has the best transformation, I will come and visit you for a day and spoil you. We'll go do, I don't know, manicures and pedicures. We'll do a workout, obviously. We'll go grab some lunch. We'll go grab some supper. Maybe I'll take you to get a massage. Like it just depends on where you're at, what you're doing. But that person's going to get spoiled. And it's super fun. I've done one so far, I have another one coming up later this month, and I can't wait. And I'm willing to travel anywhere within the continental US, you guys. I'm probably not going to go like out of the country, but the good news is most of y'all are here. So that's good news. And so that's what that is. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to have an opportunity to earn that, then that is what the Invest in Yourself coaching is. It comes with a small group accountability group where you get to chat back and forth and help everybody hold each other accountable and support and all of that. There's also a weekly habit building topic call. This week we talked about how to increase libido, which is super fun. And then we go through all kinds of other topics as well. So it's a really fun time. It's a great group to be a part of. So if you're interested in that, then you can absolutely hop in there. The remaining topics of this month are understanding cellulite and how to combat it, the truth about 0-calorie foods, and then turning a bad day into a good day. So those are the 3 remaining topics for the rest of this month. And then as far as supplement type stuff goes, if you guys do choose to order supplements, I just ask that you do so through me and then send order numbers my way. If you don't ever choose to order First Form supplements, that is a-okay by me as well. I'll always educate you on the ones that I think will be best for you and why. It's always up to you what you decide to do from there. So that's what that looks like. And now as far as tonight's topic goes, which is tough love. This is something that I'm known to kind of give out to people. And I wanted to talk through it with you because if I'm giving you tough love, honestly, you probably need to give other people in your life tough love as well when it comes to you actually sticking to goals, staying consistent, and really confronting some of those harder conversations. So why we're talking about this, where most people struggle is with the people that surround them the most. You may want to change, but they may not be ready, right? That is almost always the case. You're ready to change. You're ready to get healthier. You're ready to feel better. The people that you spend the most time with may not be ready to do the same thing. So you need to take that into consideration if those are the people that are surrounding you most, okay? So often your changes will confront other people instead of inspire them. Okay, so tough love and honest conversations will breed transparency and help make these changes easier for you. If you're trying to make changes and your husband is putting up a fit about it, it's because honestly, your changes and your striving to feel better and do better for you is probably scaring the crap out of him. And it's confronting the fact that he's not wanting to do the same thing. And when you have an honest conversation about why you want to do this for you, it has nothing to do with him whatsoever. Those are things that we need to take on. Because otherwise it causes this rift, and then there's an argument, and then all of a sudden you're arguing about the dumbest thing ever because it finally just exploded, right? We've all been there. right? And I don't want you to go through that. So having honest conversations ahead of time, extremely important to consider. These conversations may not happen right away, right? They might kind of build up. We all know that build up feeling to an anger moment. It's not fun, right? But we can feel the tension. And then, but I want you to be prepared for them. Okay. So the way that we get prepared for when having these hard conversations is I want you to really, when you leave this call, think deeper about your why. And I know that everybody always says that, chase your why, know your why. Why do you want to do this? Why do you really want to change? What makes it so enticing to be different, to do the hard things, to become a better version of you? Why do you want to do this? It is extremely imperative that you really dig deeper as to why you really want this. Okay. And here's the thing. It's not going to be for your kids, right? Our kids are wonderful little humans and we would lie down in front of trucks for them, right? But you're not doing this for your kids. No. You're also not doing this for a dress you want to wear to a wedding this summer. No. Was that dress going to look flipping hot on you this summer? Yes, it is. You're not doing it for the dress. Okay. You are also not doing it because the doctor asked you to. No. How many times have we been asked by our doctor to do something and we're like, no, not happening, right? So we're not doing this for a doctor either. What you need to do this for and why you want this. What are you trying to feel? What is it that you want to feel when you reach this goal? The reason that we do hard things is because we think that we're going to feel a certain way when we get to that goal. So you really need to dig deeper. What is it that you want to feel? What is it that you're chasing so hard? What's that feeling that you want to get when you say you accomplish this or achieve that or can do this or can do that? That's what I want you thinking on. Because if you understand the why for why you want something so badly, when you go to have these hard conversations with someone, whomever it is, your husband, a coworker, best friend, your mom, whoever, it's going to be indisputable. And nobody's going to be able to put up a fuss about it because you're so passionate about why you want it that they won't be able to argue back with you. Right? Does that make sense? You know, like that's what I want you thinking about. It's not that I want to be my high school weight. It's not that I want to weigh the same that I weighed before I was pregnant, right? It's not that I want to wear a certain dress. It's that you need to think about what you're going to feel when you accomplish those things. What is that feeling? That's what you have to strive for because that's what's going to get you through the hard moments. My why, the reason I got started with all this junk, and I say junk because I love it so much, I got started because I wanted to feel better about myself in my marriage. Okay. I wanted to have more confidence and I had zero. I wouldn't even look at myself, much less let my husband look at me. And that's not a very healthy marriage now, is it? Right. So I got into this because I wanted to feel better and have more confidence in myself so that I could enjoy our relationship the way we were supposed to. It went a little further than that. Right. All of a sudden I fell in love with it all. And now here I am teaching you how to do it. And it's beautiful. So now my why is to continue striving to learn and lead by example for you guys so that you can all feel the same way. Because there is nothing better than those messages from you guys when you have wins. There's nothing better than me being able to like whip you back into shape or you guys shoot me a message saying that you got back on track today because I said something to you or because you finally saw the light, you know, per se, something happened and it switched in your head that it was time. So I want you all thinking on that stuff, right? I have hard conversations with you because I want you to feel what I feel. I am your biggest cheerleader, but I may come off as the biggest pain in your ass. And that is okay. I do it out of love. Because I see the potential in every single one of you, whether you have struggled to lose 5 pounds, we've been working together for a year and a half, or you have already hit goals. I love you all. And I see the potential in you because I know exactly how you feel when you feel stuck and lost. And I want you to feel the feeling of confidence. I want you to feel whatever it is, whatever the feeling is that you're chasing. Those are what I want you thinking on. Okay. So when conversations come up later, and your husband, your mom, your best friend, whomever, challenges your changes. You'll be ready to know what to say and you'll be able to be honest. And no one can sincerely argue with a passionate and real why. Like I just stated to you, my why, there is no one that can argue with that because it's honest, it's true, and it's passionate. So you got to have the same kind of grip on your why and understand that for when somebody decides to question your actions. It's going to be a lot easier for you to have that conversation then. And you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings because it's not about them. It's about you. And it's okay for it to be about you. It really is. So now my honest conversations with you, I want you to be prepared for what this is going to look like. So you know that I'm not doing it out of like angst. It's more like I'm doing it out of, I know that you can get your shit together. That's what it's out of. Okay. So, let's see. What did I write here? I can't read my own handwriting, so that's super helpful. Okay. So it's not fun for me. That's what I wrote there. So I wrote this a little fast. Okay. So when I have these conversations and they're tough, it's not fun for me to have this conversation with you. I bite my tongue a lot because I want to just reach through the phone and shake you sometimes because I know that you can do it. I know that you can say no to the thing. I know that you can say yes to the thing. I know that you can go out for a walk. I know that you can weigh the food. I know that you can drink the water. I know that you can because I can do it. Or you've shown me that you can do it before and you're just not doing it right now because you're being stubborn. Quit doing that, right? It's not a fun conversation for me to pick up the phone and talk to it and tell you to get your crap together. It's not fun for me, but I do it because you all deserve that from me, right? And often I am the only one that's going to be honest with you. I'm the only one that's going to call you out on your crap. And you need that. So I'm going to be that person. And you might cuss me out under your breath after you hear it or see it. And that's okay, because it'll pass. It'll pass and you'll come back because you know that I was honest with you. And I'm never, ever intending to hurt you. I want you to understand that, ever. I never intend to hurt you. I always intend to educate and inspire you in some way. Always with honesty. Okay. Because beating it around the bush, y'all, life is too short. If you're going to make this progress happen, let's just do it. You know, I don't want you to wait another 6 months or get pulled back because I was too scared to be honest and I was beating it around the bush with you. I'm not really willing to do that. None of us have time for that. So it's not fun. It's often what you need to hear most, even if you don't want to. So even if you get into listening to a video message from me and you don't like the way it's going, pause it and come back and listen later. Because honestly, it's going to help you. I've had these conversations with people on this call before, and they're doing better now. Okay. So I want you all to understand that. Let's see. The way that I have honest conversations with you can kind of be a model for how you can have them with other people as well. That's something to consider. The way that I kind of like talk to you or speak through something with you or educate you on something, kind of use that as a model for bullet points for how you might be able to have a conversation with people that are questioning you as well. Those things can often help. So, you know, compassion, not blaming. Don't ever blame anyone. Taking responsibility in any situation, putting that responsibility on yourself. You know, something wasn't clear, like somebody didn't do something that you had expected them to do. Well, then you take responsibility and maybe you weren't clear enough on what your expectations were, right? Taking responsibility for literally everything that happens and learning how to set yourself up and everyone else up to be more successful. Clearing the lines is going to be really helpful. Transparency about the why. We've been over that a lot. And then what you fear if you don't reach your why. That's a big piece, you guys. Think about that. You all here chasing you're chasing a feeling. You're not chasing a goal, you're chasing a feeling. Okay. Now, once you feel that, once you know what you're chasing, what happens if you don't get there? What's your fear if you don't actually get to the place that you are striving to be at? Do you stay stuck in this like circle? You get stuck on this merry-go-round forever? Groundhog Day forever? Is that what you want? I don't think so. Right? What is it that you're afraid of happening if you don't reach this why? If you don't grab this feeling and hold on to it? You got to think on that. Because it's really effing scary to think that you can get stuck somewhere that you don't want to be. So that's why you got to put in the work to get out of it. Okay. A quick couple of notes about overcoming guilt. So you'll be a better version of you, mental, physical, and emotional, when you prioritize yourself each day in some way. When you are a better you, you are happier, more vibrant, and a positive you. And when you are that way, you are a better spouse, you're a better parent, you're a better employee, a better boss, you're a better everything. It's got to start with you pouring into you first. Okay. When you pour into you first, you become a better everything else for everyone else. It needs to happen. Guilt is a result of what others are judging you on. And always ask yourself, are the people making me feel this way people I aspire to be like? Right. So that's something to consider. If your answer is no, the people that are making you feel guilty, if you don't aspire to be like them, if you don't want to emulate their lives, then they should not have any power of having guilt over you whatsoever. So keep that in mind when the people that are talking to you, are they who you want to be? Are they having the lives that you want to live? Is that the way that you want to treat people? Is that the personality you want to have? All those things. If they're not, they have no reason to hold guilt over your head. So keeping that in mind as well. Okay. It's been a heavy night. Next week will be lighter, I promise. So now at this point, we have a few minutes. Who has questions?
I have a quick question.
All right.
And hi, I'm new here. So I've completed the 75 hard program and I'm in phase 1, but I now have runner's knee. So any advice to like help get through injuries, I guess, during your progress?
Yeah. So
give any advice on that?
yeah, so there's a number of things you can do, both physically and food wise, supplement wise. So obviously workouts have calmed down, because your knee it swells, it gets inflamed. So that's okay. I would probably try and like minimize like weights on leg day. I would probably try and do just body weight stuff if that doesn't cause pain. A couple of other things that you can look at doing are like ice baths. And like even sauna work is really helpful. If you can switch between the two, it can really do a number on reducing inflammation. Food wise, look for anti-inflammatory type foods, right? So things that are not processed, look for really, really minimally processed foods to be taking in. So things that aren't full of like artificial sugars and preservatives. Those are going to be things that we want to avoid because they're high inflammatory foods. And then other things you can look to incorporate would be like high quality omega-3 fatty acid fish oils. You can do that with whole foods with like sardines, anchovies, salmon, sardine, or I think I already said sardines, mackerel, right? All the things that you want to have, I'm sure. Or there's always full omega as well. That's the one that I use and recommend. There's also joint mobility, which we could look at, but I mean, kind of try some of that stuff and see if it helps. I don't know if you have access to a sauna, but you could totally fill up your bathtub with ice and sit in there.
And then I guess I have a follow-up question on that with the anti-inflammatory. I've also been noticing that I've been bloating a lot and it's kind of discouraging, especially with how much progress I have made since the beginning of the program. So the anti-inflammatory foods that probably have like the same benefits, maybe adding a probiotic in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, even just cleaning out processed foods, which I'm sure you're eating a lot less of on program anyway, but even things that are like sugar-free, fat-free are going to have a lot of preservatives in them. So trying to avoid those is even going to help a lot. But if you can focus more on like whole foods and focusing in on, you could do a probiotic, like we have greens, which is a perfect option too. Or we have a standalone probiotic, which would help. But really, honestly, taking in more of those whole foods or really cleaning out those processed options is going to help your gut health a lot.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good one, you guys. Like it. Lots of questions. Anybody else have anything? All right. Well, I certainly won't make you guys sit here and stare at me. I'm glad you guys felt this was helpful. If you guys need anything, you want a copy of this, anything at all, shoot me a message, let me know. I'm going to download it and email it to my list here in a minute. If you have questions afterwards that you think of, just shoot them to me. I'm happy to help anytime. So have a wonderful night, you guys. I love you all, and I'll see you later.